So I never have my mic on in this game. Like I never have incoming voice chat on because of things like this. Now, volume warning, I've actually made a joke about this before, but it literally happens. So volume warning, but here you go. Yeah, I quickly disabled, like, incoming voice chat again after this match. What the hell, man? This is my dude, like, literally sitting face first, just having a staring contest with a Bluetooth speaker? I don't get it. Is he making out with his Amazon Echo or something? Like, Alexa, play some shitty rap music as he tongues the power supply? You know what? Anyway, I gotta be kind of quiet here, or my Amazon Echo will start playing bad rap music. Anyway, guys, I hope I don't get copyright struck for that either. There's no telling nowadays on YouTube, man. There's no telling. So before we get into the meat and potatoes, though, I want to talk about this gameplay, and I gotta be honest with you. Truth's in my name. Let's just lay it out, man. So I actually had fun this match. Whenever I reverse boosted into this match, and this is something I've noticed with 10v10, the skill-based matchmaking in general, I think is a little bit lax. And when I RB into 10v10, it's like the old days. You get a few good players on the enemy team that'll give you some trouble. You get a lot of bad players, and then you get kind of everything in the middle. You get a lot of average players too on both teams. And it's fun. This is how I kind of want to play Call of Duty for the rest of my life. I don't know, man. I hope they don't take away 10v10. They probably will. They love to take away playlists that people enjoy. So I'm not, I'm not depending on this. But yeah, I actually had fun this match. I'm using the sawed-off mod on this shotgun here, this pump-action shotgun. It reminds me of the old Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2 days, running around with a shotty. Old Pumpy, I used to call my shotgun, my W1200 in COD 4. And the sawed-off mod's actually good. Like, Sledgehammer actually made this pretty good. Unlike Infinity Ward, I remember trying to use it in the pump-action shotguns or any shotgun with the sawed-off mods, and the recoil was just insane, but in this, it's fine. And I'm like zooming around the map, man. You're gonna see me, like, this is some pretty aggressive gameplay. It's very, very enjoyable. And I don't know, I had fun. I can't even lie. But I gotta get into the bad news now. That's the good news. Let's cover the bad news. Or I guess this is also good news, actually, because this isn't the normal player experience. It just isn't, like, this chaotic, kind of fun, mixed lobby is not the norm. It rarely is the norm, if ever is the norm. Oh, and the connection, 10 milliseconds of ping, just like God intended. Oh, man, you don't get that either. Anyway, though, the main topic here is that Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty as a whole, that includes Modern Warfare 3, that includes Modern Warfare 2, and that includes Warzone 2, they're doing terribly. Just the player base is shrinking. I don't know where this rumor started because Activision has never even spoken about SBMM like in passing. So I don't know where this particular rumor started, but so many people will argue for skill-based matchmaking. By so many people, I mean a few, malding morons on Twitter. But a few of them will argue for skill-based matchmaking and say that it helps player retention. I have physical data that I'm going to show you that proves this wrong, okay? Not only that, but I'm going to tell you what skill-based matchmaking is actually in the game for. I kind of covered it in passing in yesterday's video, but I want to go in depth. But yeah, I'll get to it in just a bit. Guys, this game just, I don't know, I'm looking at the Steam charts and stuff like that, which is, again, the only data we have, so please don't be one of those, it's just Steam BT, more, it's not indicative of the entire player base, BT, more. Oh my god, yeah, leave the billion-dollar company alone, BT, it's just Steam. This is the only thing we can track, so I gotta cover it. And if you think it's radically different depending on the platform, I got some snake oil I want to sell you out of the back of my '88 Honda Civic. Don't mind the blood. Don't mind the tuft of hair and the duct tape. Oh, that's just, it's just somebody that didn't want to cooperate earlier. It's just somebody that didn't want to cooperate. But anyway, yeah, no. It's pretty much the same no matter the platform. I think we can all deduce that. Anyone with a brain can deduce that. Let me just cover this. It's more embarrassing than that, though, because when I checked Steam charts this morning just to see how the game was doing, I was shocked. Let me just show you what actually shocked me here. Check this out. So this was taken about 2 p.m. EST, the screenshot. And do you notice anything odd? Maybe even a little bit funny? You probably do, but let's cover just what's ahead of Call of Duty already here. Team Fortress 2. How old is Team Fortress 2? I don't know, man. It's pretty old. And at this point in time, it had more players than Call of Duty. And I don't just mean Modern Warfare 3. I mean Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and Warzone 2. And Warzone 2 is free. All 3 games, not to mention all the side modes like Zombies and Campaign and DMZ and all that. All these games are like in one thing here, and it still can't beat just Team Fortress 2. At least at this point in time. I don't know, I find that hilarious. But what's really, really funny and what shocked me is up there at number 7, Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 went on sale today for like $5. I think it was less than $5. And people jumped on it. Literally. I mean, literally. It's got 114,000 current players right now. Well, it did at least. And you might be saying like, well, it was $5. That might be your excuse. Motherfucker, Warzone 2 is free! And it's not even the entirety of the Call of Duty, like, metric there. What? That's not an excuse. Battlefield 5. How old is Battlefield 5? It's several years old at this point. I find this just hilarious. I don't know. But that's not all. Check this out. Co-op horror game Lethal Company costs $10 and is outselling Call of Duty on Steam. The early access sci-fi horror game is about exploring moons which may not be haunted, but certainly aren't very safe. I keep reading some of this article here. I'll just read the middle paragraph here. Lethal Company is the most recent contender to leap up the Steam sales charts like a cross between a gazelle and a mountain goat. Released last month into Steam Early Access, it currently sits in 3rd place on Steam's global top sellers list with over 20,000 overwhelmingly positive Steam reviews and almost 30,000 people playing it right now. It's beating out Baldur's Gate 3, PUBG, and even Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 to claim that position on the top sellers list, which is sorted by total revenue, and the only products higher than it are the Steam Deck and Counter-Strike 2. No matter how you look at it, whatever excuse you want to make, this is embarrassing from a AAA 20-plus year series like Call of Duty that somehow gets, I don't know, the pass to release like 3 different modern games under one banner and still can't beat out Battlefield fucking 5. Man, Battlefield 5, I do believe that came out in 2018. It's not the newest Battlefield either. 2042 is the newest one, which has its own set of issues, but it's making a comeback a little bit. People are so desperate to just play something with soul, something good. They'll take a $5, like, 5-year-old game over Warzone 2, which is free. Wrap your head around that one. And before we get into the Call of Duty numbers in depth, I'm going to show them in just a second, I want you to think back to what I said a few minutes ago about SBMM and player retention. That's the big argument for it, right? I don't know where that rumor came from again, but I will say this. It is not helping at all with player retention. If anything, it's pushing players away. And this has been covered by Activision themselves. Their monthly active users have been steadily going down, yet they keep talking about record profits. I'm sure the system makes them money, but it's at the cost of the player base. I'll explain in just a second after I show you the numbers here. Let's just get right on into it, okay? So this whole player retention argument, throw it in the fucking trash, because look at this. This was taken just, I don't know, 30 minutes ago before I started this commentary, and tell me where you see player retention. Tell me where it's at. Somebody tell me where it's at. Let's actually just compare the current players in the 24-hour peak to, like, I don't know, where it would be comparatively to Modern Warfare 2. So around May 2023 is probably where this game's going to be in the next couple weeks. I mean, we're almost at the end of November here. The game's not even been out a month, and we are barely breaking 100,000 concurrent players in 24 hours. And that's, again, that's with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, like, propping this turd up. This turd being Modern Warfare 3. Man, look, I'm not just saying this to rag on Call of Duty. I don't want Call of Duty to perform badly, but let me just ask you, where is the player retention? From the moment that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 released, they have been dropping players. They'll have a few months where they'll go back up, like, for example, October and November here, where the new game launched, but the rest of the year, pretty much a steady decline. Any gain they had, any green they had was immediately met with red the next month. That took them down even further. September 2023, it's so dead, it's embarrassing, actually. The average players was 55,000. And that's, again, Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 combined. That's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic from a game this big. Now we have Modern Warfare 3 that's barely breaking 100,000 concurrent players, and the game's been out for what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It's sad. It's actually sad. Guys, there's no player retention here. Why does Call of Duty need player retention anyway? They release a fucking game every year, which ups the player retention organically, right? I mean, look at this graph and tell me where skill-based matchmaking is helping with player retention. The only thing that causes a boost in players is the new game coming out, and then it quickly falls off a cliff when people realize that the game sucks butt. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Let me tell you, actually, speaking of that, tell me when I'm telling lies, let me tell you exactly what skill-based matchmaking is there for. And I mentioned this last commentary, but I want you to write this down. Share this information because this is actually it. Do you trust me? I've been doing this for 16 years or something like that. I keep my nose clean. I stay out of controversies. I try to speak from the heart here. The only dirt you're gonna find on me is that I got some free OnlyFans vouchers like 3 years ago. Okay, that's it. You know, I try to set a good example, as good as I can, and just speak from the heart, be honest, and try to do the right thing. And the right thing is telling you what this skill-based matchmaking is actually there to do. It is there to fool players into thinking they are much better than they actually are. It is there to cradle and coddle and give the player a proverbial nipple if they're not very good, so they spend money in the store. It's there to get you addicted to the high of doing well if you buy something, because I'm pretty sure there's something in the system that will get you either easier lobbies, better connections, a better experience overall if you spend money in the store. I actually wouldn't know because I don't buy anything from the store. I bought something from the store one time and I regretted it. I did it for a video. It was a dumb experiment. I don't know what I was thinking. Regardless, man, that's what it's there for. It's clearly not there for player retention. Look at that graph. Look at that data. Go back and tell me with a straight face that it is there for player retention. It's not. I recall seeing Black Ops 2, and this is a real thing. You can find it on Drifter's Twitter, I do believe. Years ago, he posted the fact that, like, Black Ops 2, this is actual player retention. Black Ops 2 had like 250,000 concurrent players at one time just on the multiplayer 2 years after the fact on one single platform. I think it was Xbox 360. Swear to God, it might have even been 3 years after the fact. Do you know what keeps players playing your game? It's not some stupid system that gets them addicted. It's not some stupid system that fools them. It's not some system that cradles and coddles people. It's not some system that's rigged, pretty much. I believe it to be rigged. Straight up rigged. It's not that. It's making a good game. Am I lying? If you make a good game, people will play it. Continue to pump out content for this good game, people will play it. It's that simple. Player retention. Call of Duty doesn't need player retention because they release some half-baked mess once a year. Every single year. There's no need for player retention. That is all I've got. That is all I've got. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy the decline. Call of Duty's numbers are getting so low. We might see them match the views of the Twitter-addicted 50-year-old friendless bus driver's YouTube channel. Yeah, and that's low. We're getting really low there. Oh, man, that's spicy. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just, I don't know, man. I want to be upfront. I want to be upfront, and I want to just tell you exactly what this system is. In no way is this player retention, and man, it feels good to see these numbers fall. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Here's some parting advice.